Hi everyone, it's Prachel with Fearless Vixen, and here I am in beautiful Lisbon, Portugal. I have so much to tell you today about what my experience has been thus far and the things that I ended up giving up. Gosh, I got so much more in return though, but the things that I ended up giving up, I think for a lifetime, and the lessons that I've learned here. So first things first, if you are new to this channel and you have never seen me before, welcome. If this is your first time, welcome back. If you've been here before, I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for your positive comments and your support. I love you guys so much, and I'm just here to share a little bit of my high vibe, free-spirited life with you in hopes that it'll help to raise your vibration and to help you to become what you want to become and do what you want to do and have what you want to have. That's the whole point of my channel. So anyway, I have been here for 90 days today. This is my 90th day anniversary. So I've been here for 3 months. I am here on a residency permit. We had a residency visa and then we converted that into a residency permit. So that's how I'm here, because I'm always getting asked that question. I don't know how else I would be here, but anyway, I digress. Let's get started. I want to share with you guys, I've been having these elevated experiences since I've been here. I have been taking lots of walks, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I've been getting a lot of sun. I don't know if you can tell, but my skin has gotten a lot more bronze since that very first video that I did 3 months ago. I wanted to wear the same top in both videos because I thought to myself, I wanted you to see how I was changing. And I've been changing here because this city has such positive, peaceful, divinely feminine energy. I had a commenter 2 or 3 videos back, and he was saying that Lisbon is a woman. And it actually made a lot of sense to me, because looking around and seeing all of the curves, like Lisbon has a lot of curves, hills, and the architecture is very opulent, very decadent to me, and it is very sensual. And so that energy is taking hold of my life and all of my daily activities in such that, number one, I don't feel like I need to multitask anymore. I don't feel like I've got to get everything done today. I don't feel like I've got to get everything done, in the next hour. Whereas before, I just felt like I was in a rat race, and I don't feel like that anymore. I feel like I'm just focusing on one thing at a time. And I've always wanted to get to this point. Like, I'm just so happy because I'm here. Like I'm at this point where I want it to be, where I envision myself, where I use my mind to get to this point where I don't feel like I have to rush anymore. And let me tell you, the energy is good. The energy is so good, so positive, to not have to be a robot, I don't know where we got the idea of multitasking, but if you are doing it, boy, let me tell you, get yourself to a space, get yourself to a place. It doesn't have to be outside of your own city, but get yourself into a mental space where you just don't have to do so much, and you will see that you will be like far more productive just doing one thing at a time. It's amazing. It's amazing. So secondly, along with that, the second thing I feel like I don't have to do anymore, and I have been doing so little of this, except for obviously right now, that I'm very proud of myself, and that is sitting. Who knew? Who knew? Sitting. You know, working behind a computer, laptop, pretty much all day, every day for the past, for me, 10, 12 years, I feel has not been in the best interest of my health. And in fact, not just a computer, but using my cell phone. I went to the chiropractor about 4 or 5 months ago before I came here, and he was showing me pictures of what looking down at a cell phone and sitting all day, what it does to your back. And even though I pride myself in having pretty good posture, I still feel like I started getting like a little, I don't know what it's called, like a little, it's not a lump, but just like a bump in my neck. And I realized that for the past few months, I have been doing a lot less sitting. And in fact, we've been on lockdown since January 15th. So basically, almost 3 months. We weren't on lockdown when we first got here, but then a few weeks later, the country decided to lock down because the COVID cases were so high. Well, you can still go out and take walks. So I have taken advantage of the fact that you can go out and you can take walks. And I have been at least like 2 to 3 hours a day, I've been taking walks. 2 to 3 hours a day. So I get up, I take a walk. I work for a little bit, around noon-ish, 1-ish, I take a walk. And then in the evening, before the sun sets, I take another walk. I have been walking like crazy here, and I feel like because this is such a walkable place, everyone walks here, walks, bikes, you drive, some people, but for the most part, I've just seen a lot of people just out. You see? You see all the good vitamin D I've been getting, and I have been so happy. My mood has lifted beyond the sky because I'm getting so much activity in, and I'm not inside the whole day just working on my computer. So that's one thing that I have done a lot more of, and I feel like sitting down and being fairly what's the word that you use when you sit all day? I can't think of the word. What is it? Sedentary. Even though I would work out before, like I would go to physically go to the gym and work out, it's just different when you can get out and walk. And that kind of leads me to the next point, which is I find this fascinating with me. I've used Amazon probably every 10 days, every 2 weeks, let's say, in the States. Here, one time. Not a huge Amazon fan. However, I had to get some items that you couldn't go into stores physically here because of the lockdown. So, you had to order stuff online, and I've been to Amazon one time in 3 months. Amazon, Germany, I believe. One time in 3 months. So I have stopped buying things that I don't need. And I realized that living in the States for so long, go to any city, any larger, medium to larger city in the States, look around, and you'll begin to notice that just about everything you see is an advertisement. Even signs on, say, fast food signs and just store signs, everything is an advertisement. Everything is like an invitation for you to go and spend your money. Whereas here, I have purchased quality things, quality items, but I don't feel like when I walk down the street, everything is shouting at me to, buy. It's so much more reserved here. You still spend your money here, yes, but it just seems like it's so much more personal. Like when you go and you buy here, you're buying from a smaller mom and pop shop. You're not buying from a big corporation, and it just makes you feel like you're putting your money, your euros in the right place, and it's going to be circulated versus just kind of, not throwing it away, but just supporting, large, huge, corporations. So nothing wrong with supporting a corporation, but at the same time, I just feel like I don't need as much here. Like don't get me wrong, guys. I am not a minimalist, okay? I will never be a minimalist. I like stuff and I like quality items. However, I see myself having less of that and just putting money more towards experiences. So yeah, I've actually stopped. I've saved a lot just because I don't feel like I need as much. And I think that's a really good thing. So the next thing is I have pretty much stopped watching the news. Yeah, I've stopped watching the news. We don't have, well, we do have cable. We don't really watch the TV too much. Just, maybe Netflix, Hulu, whatever, those subscription sites. But in terms of like watching the news on TV, that's not something that I partake in. However, I would go to news sites, and I have curtailed that almost like 90%. So the only news that I really follow is Safe Communities Portugal on Facebook, because of the lockdown, we want to make sure that we were abiding by the rules, following the laws. So I would follow Safe Communities just because it's an unbiased place to get the information about what's the updates here. But in terms of the other news, I read a book. I think it's called The 4-Hour Work Week. Yeah, The 4-Hour Work Week. And I read that like so long ago. And I remember in that book, it mentioned about how you can reduce your media consumption because somebody is always going to tell you what's going on. Someone's always going to tell you about what happened, the latest events. So for me, I have significantly pulled back on consuming media, and it's elevated me. It's really lifted my mood. And another thing, I was saying this in a previous video, that I whittled down my Facebook friends list from like 900 people all the way down to now I'm at like 153, I believe. I don't have to read every single thought that comes out of people's heads whom I don't even know. Jesus. Like I was doing that. Like I was, you sit there and you scroll because we're in a pandemic right now. What else is there to do than to be on social media? But when I started pulling back and started deleting people, like most people I don't know, I deleted. And then I deleted my like really close friends and family because I'm going to talk to them anyway. And I just left some colleagues and associates, acquaintances on there. So now I feel like I'm consuming a lot less of other people's stuff, and I'm getting more into me. I'm getting more into myself. And I feel like in this city, that's when you walk down the street here, nobody cares about you. And I don't mean that to say no one cares about you. I mean to say that everybody just minds their own business. Everybody is just, like if you tripped and fell, I'm sure that, somebody would help you up. It's a very kind place, but no one's like looking at you up and down. Like no one's trying to figure out who you are. And it makes you feel so much more free, like things that I don't feel like I need to do. Like, I still dress well, but it's just, I'm trying to like think of the right words to say it, guys, to make sense to you. It's just a feeling of carefree, like live and let live. That's what I want to say. It's live and let live here. And I'm sorry, I don't want to say the wrong thing and say no one cares about you, because that may not translate well. But I think what will translate well is live and let live. Do your thing. Just don't hurt yourself or anybody else. And that's kind of the vibe here. And I really appreciate that. And that kind of takes me to my next point on one thing I stopped doing. And this is the final thing, but I think it's the biggest thing. Go with me here. Waiting for the perfect time to do this or that. Have you done that? Waiting for the perfect time. I stopped doing that. And I think it actually started before I came here, but then I feel like the feeling of just taking steps forward expanded when I got here and I started living. And I feel like I don't want to say for the first time in my life, but I would say like since the wonder of getting a job after college, like when that wore off, I just felt like I got into the rat race, in my early 20s until now. But now I feel like I'm thriving. I feel like I don't have to wait for the perfect time to do anything anymore, that I can just jump right in and try and do. And this channel is a testament to that. Like, I started this channel like back in 2014, and I posted one video in 7 years, and I posted the second video January 3rd, I think, and I had 10 subscribers. But I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna post a video every week and just see what happens. And I didn't wait, and now I'm at like 1,600 and we're growing. So I feel like the energy here is so peaceful that it gives you so much clarity. And I had peace of mind before I moved here, because if I didn't have peace of mind, I would not have come here. It's like I was chasing peace, and whatever brought me peace is where I was going to end up. So Portugal kind of pulled me here. Your pain will push you and your purpose will pull you. So Portugal kind of like, I just started vibrating with the energy here, and that's how I got here. So I no longer wait. I act on intuition. So my intuition tells me something, then I take that inspired action. And then I take the next step and the next step, and I keep listening. And that's the way my life is going here so far. Not that it started that way, because I've been doing this for a long time, but I really do feel like the energy here just really pulls you. And you never know where you're going to end up. So it's been a really wonderful journey, and I can't wait to share more about it. Every week you'll see a video from me. I decided to stop doing 2 times a week because I don't want to give too much away for those that are considering coming here after the pandemic, after things have calmed down a bit. If you're considering coming here, I don't want to give you too much, because you're going to have your own experience, and there are some secrets in this city that I just feel like you have to discover on your own. And if you're already here and you have been living here for a long time, or this is your country of origin, I really appreciate how kind and welcoming you've been. So, obrigada. I've been practicing my obrigadas, and I really appreciate all of you. If you want to contact me, please do so at fearlessvixen.org, and don't forget to like this video, and I'll see you again next week with something good and juicy. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.